Good evening. I'm Don Donaldson, County Administrator for Martin County, and we have a great team with me tonight to talk to you about hurricane preparation. We want you to know that we're primed and ready to go. It's been a bit of a challenge for us in the fact that the storm keeps ratcheting closer to us, and all the rainfall we've had areas as much as 8 inches in isolated spots. We see the Savannah area that's from Jensen Beach and runs all the way up to Fort Pierce has gotten so full that it's starting to flow over Jensen Beach Boulevard. That has resulted in conditions actually throughout the county that has weakened the soil, so we're concerned that the tropical storm winds, we're under a tropical storm warning and a hurricane watch, which means that we're going to have sustained tropical winds, possible gusts of hurricane force winds throughout the day, starting tomorrow evening, and lasting approximately 12 hours. We are in the process now of getting shelters ready for our special needs, and Sally Waite will be providing more information on our sheltering. As I said, water levels in the savannas have been rapidly rising. We also have some indications in South County, also some neighborhoods. Our high tides during the year also threaten some of our coastal communities. So our shelters will be made available for those that are in low-lying areas, as well as mobile homes in the event that we have tornado threats and other concerns. One thing I do want to note that we have not issued any evacuation orders and have not planned to do so unless we get advising that we are going to go under a hurricane warning. Our crews have installed pumps in the flood-prone areas and are actively moving water where we can in our neighborhoods. Hope Heights, Jensen Beach area, Palm City Farms, and Cove Point. Our AOC is under full representation, prepared to take care of our community, and FP&L is here to provide assistance for us to get power back restored as soon as the event is over. We know a lot of them are located here on the East Coast, prepared to go to the West Coast, where after the hurricane goes by, we're certainly, the West Coast is in our thoughts and prayers, but right now our first priority is Martin County, and we are prepared to take care of the community as needed. And with that, I'm going to provide, Sheriff Snyder is going to say a few words about our sheriff's response.
Thank you, County Administrator. Good evening. This is what Yogi Berra said, deja vu all over again. We've done this so many times. And I think that's a good place for me to begin some very brief remarks. Martin County, we've been through this. We know exactly what's coming. We'll have some wind, we'll have some rain, we'll have some localized street flooding. In some respects, as the Sheriff's Office has spent the entire day planning and thinking this through, scheduling, we are likely to be more busy because there is no evacuation, because people are staying here. And so what we have found in past storms, and this will be no exception, our caseload, our request for response will directly correlate with how much power we keep and how much power we lose. To that point, we have specially assigned vehicles that will go out with Florida Power and Light. We know from past experience, and my people have deployed all over the state numerous times, that if we can get the power back on, the sooner we get it on, the better. So here's a few requests I have for the good people of Martin County. First and foremost, take care of yourselves by staying indoors when the wind starts. Now you'd say, well, that sounds pretty logical, but every time we have wind and rain, people want to sightsee. When you sightsee, you get in our way, you get in the firefighters' way, the EMTs, it just makes it hard for us. Wait till the storm is over, and even then, don't go out. If you're near down power lines, you're near trees, we have special teams in the Sheriff's Office. We'll collaborate with the firefighters. Our job, we have a special response unit, so we'll have heavy Ford 250s and higher out on the road throughout the storm, before and after, with chainsaws. We'll clear the roads as fast as we can to get fire rescue in and out, and of course to get the Florida Power and Light, which is so important. If you'll cooperate with us and follow those requests, stay off the road. Don't call 911 unless it's a real emergency. If your alarms go out, which invariably they will when the power goes out, you may hear alarms ringing through the night. We'll have to be very judicious about responding to alarms. We've done this before. We'll be able to do it again. This should end in a couple days with nobody having gotten hurt and everybody in a position where we can get back to our lives. So thank you very much. On behalf of the Martin County Sheriff's Office, pretty please stay off the roads if you can.
Good evening, Sally Waite, Martin County Emergency Management Director. As our county administrator said, we are looking at a 12 to 18 duration of tropical storm force winds, and to ensure that everyone is in a safe place, we're activating our emergency shelter program in advance of Hurricane Milton. The following shelters will be open on Wednesday. The special needs shelter at Anderson Middle School will open at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Willoughby Learning Center will be our pet-friendly and general population shelter. And the last two general population shelters will be Port Salerno Elementary and Warfield Elementary School. For more information on our shelters and what you should bring, please visit www.martin.fl.us/shelters. The Community Information Center is open from 8 to 5 p.m. to answer any storm-related questions that you might have. The number is 772-287-1652. And for the latest updates, residents are encouraged to visit the county website and follow us on our social media channels. Thank you.
Good evening. Chad Cianciulli, Fire Chief, Martin County Fire Rescue. I think everything that needs to be said has been said. I will reiterate what the sheriff has said. Please stay off the roads if you don't need to be on the roads. If you do have an emergency, call 911. We will be there. We have specialized trucks there. We are in collaboration with the Sheriff's Department as well, and we will continue to run 911 services throughout the storm. But if you do not need to be out on the roads, please do not. Our beaches will be unguarded for the next couple of days. We have to utilize all of our resources to make sure that we are operationally effective for the needs of Martin County. So please, the sightseeing, that includes the beaches. If you don't need to be there, please don't be there. Other than that, please stay very vigilant and stay safe. And if you need help, please dial 911 and we'll be there for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Michael Main, Superintendent of Schools, Martin County School District. Don't have too many updates for you other than to let you know that we did already make the determination to close schools for the safety of our students on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. Due to the additional activation of shelters, we will have the need to cancel schools on Friday. So we are pushing all of our social media posts are going out live now to let all of our students and families know that there will be the additional need for us to keep schools closed through Friday while we exit and transition from the shelters, all of our clients out of our shelters, and we clear all of our schools of debris and make sure they are safe. We'll use the weekend to do that and open up all of our schools effectively again on Monday for your students. I just want to wish all of our families safety over these next 2 days, and students, please make good choices and make sure that you're staying inside and out of harm's way. Do not go outside and play in that water. I know that it's maybe exciting to do that, but we want you safe and we want you back on Monday healthy. So again, if you need additional information on any school closings, please go to our website, www.martinschools.org. Follow us on all of our Facebook pages as well as our Instagram. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all so very much for listening and being here. And for our viewers out there, I just want to let you know that the state of Florida is prepared. We are ready to move forward with whatever comes our way. We live in Hurricane Alley, And we have a lot of practice, unfortunately. If you all remember Francis and Jean, back-to-back storms that came across Martin County in 2004. The same thing is happening over on the West Coast. They are actively engaged in this. There's been major evacuations, as you can see. The state of Florida has been diligent in opening roads and making sure that people are being able to leave the state, or at least you run from water and you hide from wind. So that is what they are doing on the West Coast. They're running from the water. But we need to be very diligent here too. We may not get the storm surge coming our way now, but we will get a lot of water. So if you're in low-lying areas, it's very important that you prepare. We have our shelters opening, and we are ready. The state of Florida is ready. We had a conference call with the governor this afternoon, and he went in detail over every aspect of this for the legislatures. As your state senator, I am your voice. So if you need things from the state level, you can call my office number and we will be there for you. It is 772-221-4019, and we will be there for you. We have a dynamite system here in Florida. Our local emergency management system is wonderful, and our state EOC is totally activated. We are at level 1, and we are going to do everything in our power to keep Floridians safe. Obey what you are hearing now. Be a word to the wise. Stay inside. Thank you.
Vice Chair Heatherton.
Good evening. I'm Stacy Hetherington, your Vice Chair of the Board of County Commissioners. Welcome to our Emergency Operations Center. And please know, and I would just reassure you of what we've heard from our public safety officials and our leadership team, that we are working around the clock here just to make sure Martin County residents stay informed and stay safe. So the board is dedicated to your safety, and please heed what you have heard from our public safety officials. And I will say too, as a fifth generation Martin County residents, we have weathered these storms before. We've weathered them many times. And the best thing about Martin County is we have a excellent team of leadership. We have an amazing community that will be there when you call 911, when you listen. We will keep you informed, and we will be there before and after the storm. So please prepare, stay safe, stay indoors, heed the warning of our public safety officials, and we will be there for you. We will continue to keep you updated and informed. And please visit our website at Martin County, martin.fl.us, to stay up to date and informed. Thank you.
Now we're open to any questions.
Keith Burbank with TC Palm. I was just wondering what prompted the change. Earlier today there was no conference scheduled, but I was just wondering what prompted the conference, the news briefing this evening. Was it? Yeah, go ahead.
So it's a good question. The reason is that the storm has been shifting further and further south, and because of that, we've been watching and determining when we need to take additional action. And of course, opening the shelter is an important notification to the public of where we can go. We've had some phone calls earlier today from citizens. What's going on in terms of, are we going to open shelters? And if all we were going to do was having tropical storm winds, or it was drifting away, they were talking to the Weather Service. But every update we've had, the storm is still maintaining, predicted to have a very strong strength when it hits the state, and its potential to continue to wobble south has been over increasing. So we need to be prepared for hurricane force winds, and as it comes through, we won't have any time tomorrow to make other decisions. So we're preparing for hurricane gusts, and also potentially preparing for sustained hurricane winds. And for that, we needed to inform the public today so that they could be prepared, give them time tomorrow to get to the shelters, to get the special needs folks there, and to the general population shelters that will be opening tomorrow at noon.
I'm curious of cleanup. When it comes to cleanup, once the storms pass, is it going to be assessment first, or is it just going to be directly get out there and pick up what you can?
So the question is what are we going to do about cleanup? So the cleanup and where do we start? So the most important thing that we do, and of course there'll be folks stationed throughout the night when the storm is hitting, trees going down, is we need access to those shelters, access to our hospitals, access to our critical facilities. And so clearing the roads, you've heard the governor talk about in the state about that initial push, getting things off the road, getting so that emergency equipment can come in from out of the area if needed to. So that's the very first thing that we have to do in terms of getting debris. We don't worry about getting the debris hauled away as much as getting it out of the way is our first priority, and then getting access so that Florida Power and Light can bring their crews in to restore power. We work closely with all of our staff. The sheriff and our other public safety officials will also identify areas during the night of where we need to respond first thing and when we have daylight or when conditions persist. So that's a general overview of our damage assessment. Any other questions? Yes, yeah, it may.
Any chance of, do you have any idea how much will power be lost? And are there any resources, pre-positioned, like meals and things like that, anything like that in this area?
So the question is do we have anything pre-positioned for meals, or what about power restoration? Do we have an estimate of power, how many people will be affected? We don't know how many people will be affected because that's going to be the fickleness of the storm, right? Do we get some training of water in that floods area, or do we get high wind gusts or special cells that come through? With the soft conditions, we definitely expect power outages. So I think that's a given. And that's going to happen. I think in the past that we've talked to FP&L about the loose branches coming on that causes disruption. Then you have the real possibility of soft ground and the entire tree coming down in people's yards and across major roadways. And so, yes, there'll be power outages. Predicting that number, we don't know. It really depends on the storm. In terms of food, yes, we do have food positioned. Of course, the state does as well. We're prepared to deal with, after the storm, preparing to provide water, ice, food, those types of things for distribution. And that is a collective response dealing with our private sector folks, everything from our large food suppliers, Publix, all of the different vendors that provide that, along with the state of Florida that has us in those types of activities.
I'm curious about transportation in the sense that if there is somebody that can't necessarily get to a shelter, is there a transportation center to help those folks that don't have transportation?
So the question is if you have a difficulty getting transportation to a shelter, our special needs shelter, of course, has a whole, we do pick up folks and bring them to the shelter. We have our public transportation that does also make some buses available for us to transport people either between shelters or pick them up. So calling in and providing your needs to us, that's what we have our community, our CIC program to our call center. That will assist folks who do not have an ability to get a ride. We will get you to a shelter. Yes, Sheriff.
That really does bring up an interesting point. Because we're not having evacuations, people are going to stay put. If there's a special needs person out there who legitimately the family feels they'll be okay, finds themselves in trouble, we will go out. Fire rescue is riding with us in heavy vehicles. So if you have a special needs situation, feel free, call 911. We're fine. We'll come out and we'll get you. Obviously, if you pre-position yourself at a shelter, you'll be that much safer. And I want to take the liberty and thank Congressman Mast's office is here, well represented. I've been in touch with Congressman Mast. I've also heard recently from Rick Scott. So FEMA becomes very important. We are in an emergency area, so we'll be candidates for FEMA for reimbursement for Sheriff's Office personnel. We are also have been in touch with West Coast sheriffs, and they're expecting us to send help to them. So we're really on a knife's edge with personnel, and we'll do the very best we can. I'm going to turn back to my position unless there's another question for law enforcement. We're good? Thank you.
Can I address?
Yes, please,
Yes.
Senator.
On the need for those who have special needs, and especially when we're dealing with our nursing homes and our assisted living facilities, every nursing home, every assisted living facility has to have a plan. And if we wind up in going into that ultra emergency situation where you have to have evacuations, at that point, they have plans to do that. So if this shifts and comes further south, and then the impact on us would be greater, and we actually go into that, the level 1 emergency, then of course, everything is activated, and there are plans in place, and there are mechanisms for transporting people. So the state of Florida is very, very well planning. We know how to do this, and we have a system in place. The EOC here is a perfect example. There's a team effort, and everyone works together here in the state of Florida. So thank you for letting people know that there's a backup plan. We are ready to deal with this.
Could I ask one other question?
Please.
The number that you mentioned, is that 24 hours? The CIC number, is that will be
Yes.
staffed 24 hours a
Yes.
day? Okay.
And the final thing I'll say is that in the event that we are impacted severely, we would set up a disaster recovery center. If those have been through hurricanes before, are familiar with those, which is to help individuals impacted by the event to get a multitude of services, whether it's housing, to whatever assistance is needed, water, or those kind of supplies that we hand out. But it's mostly to help those that have been hurt by the storm recovery, and that's partnered with the state. That location is not identified at this point, and those would be things that we would produce at future press conferences for you and put online through our social media and webpage.
That information center is starting tomorrow at 7.
Okay.
Starts tomorrow at 7 for 24 hours.
So just one clarification on the question is the call center, when it will be staffed 24 hours a day starting tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, thank you for coming and helping us share our story. Thank you.